Rajeev, great to have you here and congratulations on the new role. Now, I'm not going to try to cover every topic in this video, as I know you've shared plenty of your thoughts in other channels, but I did take the opportunity to ask a few people what they would want to ask you if they were standing here today. And of course, I have a few questions of my own. So that's where I'm going to focus. But first of all, it's a big new job. How are you feeling about it?
Well, of course, Barry, I feel good about it. It is certainly an honor to have been asked to take on the role. I've been with Nokia for almost 20 years, and the company has really become part of me. It is humbling and exciting at the same time. We have incredible opportunities in front of us in each of our three businesses, and as someone who loves growth, that really gets me motivated.
And so when you look back at the past 20 years, what struck you most about the company?
I think Nokia's values. Nokia has always stood for things that really matter to people: responsibility, integrity, inclusiveness, innovation, the power of connecting people and using technology to better people's lives. These are all powerful things that not every company has, and we need to be sure we don't ever lose them.
And I guess over those years you've seen both good times and bad times.
Yes, Barry. Well, I've certainly seen times when the business was performing well and when it was not. I've seen the hyper-growth period in the early days of mobile networks and the flat markets of today. I've seen the days when Nokia's devices were leading the world and days when they were not. So yes, ups and downs over time, some of them quite difficult. It has taught me never ever to be complacent and never to slow the pace of change and improvement.
And when you look back over time, what's been the highlight of your experience at Nokia and at NSN?
I'll give you two highlights. The first was the day I joined the company. To be part of Nokia, such a respected and leading global company, was a really proud moment for me. The second was when we started to see the positive results of our restructuring at NSN. So many people had been working so hard, and so many people had been asked to leave the company. I think it was a powerful moment for everyone when we started to see the positive impact of all that hard work and all those sacrifices. It was not just that our financial results got better, but the support from the people of NSN got much better as well. If you look at the regular surveys that we do, that support has gone up and up over time. And while there is still more to do, it is rewarding that people are so engaged. That means a lot to me personally.
And so let's turn from the past to the future. And how do you feel about the company's prospects going forward?
I feel good. In fact, I feel extremely excited. Nokia is now, of course, a very different company than it once was, but with plenty of opportunities still ahead. Just think about how the world of technology is changing, and some amazing stuff is coming our way. Amazing stuff that we can be part of and help make a reality. How can you not see the opportunity for us in a world where everybody and everything will be connected? The possibilities, I believe, are without limit. As just one example, think about hair and maps that go from something static to dynamic and predictive and tailored to the unique needs of single users. I think just incredible.
Yeah, it really is. And Rajeev, a personal question. So I assume you are going to continue living in Finland?
Yes, of course. I've lived in Helsinki since 2009 and also was here in 99 and 2000. I've already looked at my calendar for the rest of the year and expect to increase my days in the country, even if extensive travel is still needed. Recently, my wife and I have been sampling some of the terrific restaurants here, and gotta say, they get better every year.
And how about the rest of your family? I seem to recall that you have a pretty far-flung family at this point.
Yes, I do. My younger son is finishing his last year of high school in Singapore. My elder son is in college in the United States, and my wife, Nina, is an entrepreneur with a business that has offices in several countries. While it can certainly be a juggling act at times, we do our best to spend time together when and where we can.
Cool. So let me ask you a few tougher questions, as I know people have some concerns, and I think it makes sense to address them absolutely head on. So first, are you just a networks guy, or just a restructuring guy, or something else?
Fair question. And direct and head on is always okay with me. Let me start with the restructuring one. While I'm proud of what the NSN team has achieved, I don't consider myself a restructuring guy at all. In fact, before we started the restructuring, I heard concerns that I was only a growth guy. In reality, my passion is for customers and growth, for running a disciplined and effective company that delivers for shareholders, And that requires a range of skills and knowing what to focus on at any particular time. Now, am I a networks guy? Well, in many ways, yes, and proudly so. Most of my career has been spent in the network sector. In today's world, though, to be successful in networks, you have to have a good understanding of all the consumer and other technology that is impacting networks. Cloud, different devices, virtualization, connected sensors, the impact of over-the-top internet players, really so many things. So I think of myself as more of a technology guy and one who is really interested in learning more about both technologies and hair. Of course, some of these labels are a bit silly. I also consider myself a committed family man, a fitness enthusiast, a fan of a good bottle of Amarone, a private person who has learned to be outgoing, someone who loves and relishes a new challenge, and much more. Ultimately, I think one-dimensional labels don't mean much. At the end of the day, we're all more than just one thing.
Got it. So next one, NSN, or Now Networks. It's known by many as a cost-focused company, and while I actually think we are about so much more than cost, my question for you is, are you going to apply the same relentless cost discipline across all of Nokia?
We're certainly about more than just cost and networks. You're right about that, Barry. For example, those who are interested should look more at NSN's quality and innovation efforts. When it comes to all of Nokia, we have to optimize each of the three businesses for success. That may mean different approaches for each, as we would not want to miss a large upside in favor of a minor cost gain. Of course, I hate waste of any kind. Our efforts need to be as productive and efficient as possible, given the context of our business goals. In fact, I believe we need to have a mindset where we think about efficiency as an essential tool for enabling growth and not necessarily about cutting costs to deliver an absolute cost reduction. It really is about freeing up the capacity to invest in new areas.
So does a focus on efficiency then mean that we will look to share infrastructure and services across the three businesses?
Only where it really makes sense. Again, we have to balance carefully between cost gains and any disruption that might put more significant upsides at risk. I expect that over time we will find some opportunities around common infrastructure, back office tools and processes, and other things that can be managed efficiently at a central level while still meeting business requirements. But we need to approach that very carefully and deliberately and ensure that we are not, as the old saying goes, being penny wise but pound foolish.
Terrific. So Rajeev, what's the logic of having these three businesses together? I mean, is there a logic, or is it more just about where we are today?
Well, if you set off to create a new company, you might not put these three assets together. But for us, the primary logic to keep them together now is around shareholder value and the fact that we believe that we have the potential to create more shareholder value by building these businesses rather than spinning one or more off. If HERE delivers to its plan, for example, the upside is much bigger than what we could get for that business today. It is up to all of us to help them meet their goals. Now, this does not mean there are not shared opportunities between the businesses, and I believe there are. But that is not the primary driver behind us wanting to keep them together. There's also a logic related to the people of Nokia, who have an incredibly deep expertise about mobile and other technology. There's a wealth of experience and knowledge in the company, and that is an asset surely worth keeping together.
Thanks, and understood. So how about the three businesses? I mean, what message would you want to send to each of them in one sentence?
Wow, that's a challenge. For HERE, I would say that you have a big opportunity. We are making the needed investments, and now you have to show that you can deliver the plan to which you've committed.
Technologies?
For technologies, my message is that there are so many wonderful and exciting things that the team could do that we need to prioritize the few things that we should do, the things that will really drive future value.
And of course, networks.
Networks is in a time of transition where the team has to go from a very successful restructuring to showing they can return to growth while still protecting profitability. And they need to execute on what is, I believe, a quite bold new strategy.
Okay. So last question, what comes next?
A lot of hard work, but work that will be exciting and fulfilling. We all have the opportunity to really make a difference. In the near term, we need to come together and align and engage on many things. Think about culture, where we have some fundamental decisions to make about our future direction. Now, certainly all of us, and that includes you, Barry, and the other central function leaders, need to engage deeply with HERE and technology so you understand them well. And then you can help them where and when they might need that help and give them the freedom to act independently where they can. And we need to accelerate our pace. We've got to move fast to tap the opportunities in the market that will not last forever and prepare the granular and credible plans needed to share with investors and analysts. Oh, and we can't forget this quarter and next quarter and all of our customers who count on us to deliver every day. We simply cannot lose sight of our operational business, because without success there, we will not earn the opportunity to pursue new areas in the future.
Terrific, Rajeev. Thank you very much. And again, congratulations. And I think everyone's looking forward to meeting you and to diving into the exciting work that we have ahead. So to those who are watching, thanks for your time and attention. Let's go and build a great company together and have a terrific day.